How much water is in your drink bottle right now? Or how much milk did you pour on your cereal this morning? We deal with these questions every day, and they all come down to one key idea: capacity. Capacity is simply the measurement of how much a container can hold. It's a skill we use for everything from baking a cake to filling a swimming pool. So let's break it down. In the metric system, we have two main superstars for measuring liquids: milliliters and liters. Think of milliliters, or ml for short, as being for the small stuff. A single standard teaspoon of medicine? That's about 5 milliliters. That little juice box you had at lunch? That probably holds around 250 milliliters. Then you have liters, or L, for the big jobs. That large bottle of milk in your fridge is likely 2 or 3 liters, and a standard kitchen bucket can hold about 10 liters. The most important thing to remember is the magic number, 1,000. There are exactly 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. Keep that number in your head. It's the key to everything. Now, knowing the units is one thing, but measuring accurately is an art. If you've ever looked closely at water in a glass measuring jug, you might have noticed it doesn't sit perfectly flat. It curves up slightly at the edges. This curve is called a meniscus. The secret to an accurate reading is to ignore the curvy bits and read from the flat bottom of that curve. And here's another pro tip: always get down to its level. Don't look down from above or up from below. Let's say you need to pour exactly 450 milliliters into a jug that has lines for 400 and 500. You need to squat down so your eyes are perfectly level with those marks. Then you pour until the bottom of that meniscus is exactly halfway between the 400 and 500 lines. This prevents something called a parallax error, which is just a fancy way of saying you're looking from the wrong angle. All right, you've got the theory. Let's try a few quick-fire questions. First one, which unit would you use to measure the water in a swimming pool? Milliliters or liters? It would be liters, of course, thousands of them in fact. Second, a standard cup holds 250 milliliters. How many of those cups would it take to fill a 1-liter bottle? If 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters, you'd need 4 cups. 250 times 4 is 1,000. Let's get a bit trickier. You have 600 milliliters of juice and you pour out 150 milliliters for a friend. How much is left? Simple subtraction gives you 450 milliliters. Okay, which holds more? A container with 1,200 milliliters or a container with 1.5 liters? Here's where our magic number comes in. 1.5 liters is 1,500 milliliters, so the 1.5 liter container holds more. Final challenge. A teaspoon holds 5 milliliters. How many teaspoons of medicine are in a 100 milliliter bottle? You just divide 100 by 5, which gives you 20. There are 20 teaspoons in that bottle. See, it's just simple math, but it has a huge impact. This isn't just for the kitchen. Pharmacists measure milliliters with life or death precision. Scientists in a lab depend on exact measurements for their experiments to work. And engineers measure massive capacities to manage our city's water supply. So the next time you pour a glass of water, take a moment. Notice the meniscus. Think about the milliliters. It's a simple skill, but it's one of the first steps in understanding the world around us in a measured, predictable, and scientific way. From small sips to big splashes, it all starts here.